hopefuls emerge. One by one, they move towards the light, towards the ice from under his imposing shadow, and a chance to wear the crown. Many hope, but only one will claim glory. A locked door suddenly wide open for Sebastien Britten. No Elvis, no Kurt, no reason to believe that he can't become Canadian champion. But others are knocking, like Markus Christensen, always in the hunt. Like young lion David Peltier, a pairs medal already. Jean-Francois La Bear under the spotlight with other members of the new wave like Ravi Walia. Saturday night in the Maritimes, we look across the harbor and bring you inside the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sold out, jam-packed for the men's free skate, the Royal Bank Canadian Figure Skating Championship for 1995. And good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our continuing coverage. I'm Rod Black. Tonight, the men's free skate, and tomorrow, we wrap up a great week of skating here in Halifax with the women's competition. This afternoon, the Canadian dance champions were crowned, and no surprise, Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz became three-time champions. New coaches, Marina Klimova, Sergei Ponomarenko, paid off. Brilliant program today, and along with Jennifer Boyce and Michelle Brunet, they're heading off to the World Championships. This is how the Canadian team will stack up based on qualification from last year's Worlds. Two dance teams, two women who will be decided tomorrow, three pairs decided last night, and three men will go, including Elvis Stojko, who will receive a medical bye to the World Championships in March in Birmingham, England. Last night, Elvis, on a wobbly ankle, tried his first jump. Many people thought he shouldn't have even been out on the ice. He was injured Tuesday, a freak collision with the boards. He wrenched his ankle, and then he tried to go on in his short program last night. You can see him fighting the pain, grimacing. He wanted to skate for himself, for the crowd. He wanted to win another Canadian title, but on this night, pain was the victor. Elvis could not go on. He could not defend his Canadian title. He'll be in the stands watching tonight. A few other good men, though. Markus Christensen, a perennial pursuer. Markus, leaner, meaner, he says, third after his short program. And this guy, David Peltier, last night in the pairs competition, he finished second with his partner Allison Gaylor. They're going to the World Championships. If he finishes first or second tonight, he'll go to the World Championships as well. He'll compete in pairs and men's singles. He was a junior a year ago. And then there is Sebastien Britten. There's Sebastien. He is the leader after the short program. 24-year-old from Brossard, Quebec. Fleet-footed phenom. Doesn't have the triple axel, but definitely the most talented skater on the ice. But will it be enough for tonight's free skate? Sebastien Britten, the leader. David Peltier, second. Markus Christensen. Ravi Walia, former junior champion, is fourth. We will show you the final two flights live in a few moments right here tonight in Halifax. Someone will be winning a Canadian title for the first time, and do you know, 14 years ago, a young man named Brian Orser won his first Canadian championship right here in Halifax. Brian?
Well, it's going to be a big night for someone. And winning your first Canadian championship is normally the most memorable one. And for me, I know it was, and it was here in Halifax 14 years ago. The heir apparent is Sebastien Britten. The big question is, how is he going to handle this? Past experiences tell us that he loves a lot of pressure. Well, it certainly is a rare opportunity for Sebastien, and with no Elvis, it could be a golden opportunity.
Well, and following fast on the heels of Sebastien is the wild card in this mix, David Peltier from Quebec. He's already on the world team in pair skating, so he's got nothing to lose. On the other side of the Peltier sandwich is third place at this moment, Toronto's Markus Christensen. He is a skater who is undergoing some kind of renaissance. The nice thing about that is the person who will become the new champion will require a little bit of luck, that moment when hard work meets opportunity. And I think, Rod, for the new champion tonight, it will be the man who rises to seize that moment.
The king, Elvis Stojko, will be watching, and there is the queen of skating, Barbara Ann Scott, former Olympic and world champion. She's watching, you're watching. We'll be back in a moment to the Royal Bank Canadian Championship.
Of all the athletes in Canada, the most natural is 27-year-old Kurt Browning, the most likable, gifted, and generous skater we have ever seen. Just as Brian Orse's great career was ending, in the sensational 1988 Olympics in Calgary, people were wondering how long we'd have to wait for another world champion. Back in the lineup, amidst the clamor and the emotion of the moment, stood 8th place Kurt Browning, second in Canada, but lost in the frenzy of the ongoing battle of the Bryans and the potential of Liz Manley. They'd learn about Browning in a hurry. He went right to the 88 Worlds in Budapest, and with a 6th place finish, he landed the first quadruple jump in history. On to Paris in '89, where with 6 triple jumps, he won the gold medal. Other golds followed in Halifax in 1990 and Munich in '91, as well as 8 more triples. He was the Lionel Conacher winner as Canada's male athlete and the Lou Marsh Award winner as the Athlete of the Year. He was the only skater to win the Conacher Award since its inception in 1932. Back problems kept him out of the Nationals in '92, but he went to the Worlds at Oakland to finish second. He was back on top in Prague in '93, and history records Browning to be the only athlete in Canadian history to win 4 world championships. The Olympics was a great series of nightmares to Kurt. He just couldn't seem to work 2 competitions together. After Calgary, he was 6th in Albertville. And 2 years later, after a bad compulsory, he climbed from 12th to a 5th place finish in Norway. With a competitive cause behind him, he now gives generously to causes that really do need help. And then he tours the world, satisfying those thousands of fans who never seem to get enough of Kurt Browning, the greatest star on ice.
Seems different around here with Kurt, doesn't it? Some of the new stars now, the future Kurt Brownings, future Elvis Stojkos, too. We'll see some of them tonight. Speaking of Elvis, he took the Canadian Championship from Kurt last year, and you know what? That guy, Sebastien, might take it this year. We'll find out when we come back to Halifax. We've been heading to the final 2 flights at the 95 Canadian Championships without Elvis Stojko. Debbie and Brian?
It certainly didn't enter into my level of consciousness, but as I watch these fellows out here, beginning with Andrew Smith, who will skate first out of this warm-up, this is one wicked warm-up. They're all tossing these triples off like crazy. Stefan Ivar will be the next to skate. He retired a couple of years ago, has come back.
Matthew Hall from Toronto has had a unusual career, sort of up and down, but he's looking forward to a good performance, and he's having a very good warm-up as well.
Until there.
Until there.
Elvis Stojko's best buddy.
Matthew Smith in the wings. He can put it all together, too. Triple flip. And the last person to skate out of this group of 5 men, Brent Frank.
And watching, and I'm sure it's just killing him inside because he'd love to be out there competing. There's Elvis Stojko.
His girlfriend, Kim Curry, who finished 10th in the dance competition.
Elvis said the leg will hold up. It's all right. He just is unable to skate. He wanted to. He does receive a medical buy, and we should point that out because the precedent was set. Mrs. Stojko, Irene Stojko, she wanted her son to skate too. We should put that into perspective because the precedent was set a couple of years ago in Moncton when Kurt Browning didn't skate.
That's right. He got a medical buy. Michael Slipchuk, the champion that year. Elvis, skating with a broken foot, won the silver medal.
The next competitor
Kurt did represent Canada in Albertville and later in the World Championships.
And so with the current world champion down and out, the order of skate. 2 flights to come. We're live in Halifax, folks, and this is Andrew Smith, 6th after the short program. He's one of the high flyers to watch from Windsor, Ontario. He trains with Elvis and the gang at the Mariposa Winter Club in Barrie.
Coached by Neil Carpenter. Looks like he'd be right at home on the hockey rink, too. Powerful skater.
First jump is a triple left jump. Excellent. Nice little touchdown with the hand. Nice height, though.
This guy's made some great improvement, Brian. He was 13th a year ago in Edmonton.
It's funny, I go up to the school in Barrie and I watch all the skaters. Mather sort of slips between the cracks because he doesn't really get noticed. Boy, this year he's being noticed.
And the difference is in program material. Ron Shaver's been working with him on choreography. What a difference. Starting to tire.
The thing about the long program is it's not just a test of who can do the jumps, but it's who can do the jumps in 4.5 minutes, and you get awfully tired at about this point of the program.
I used to find that skating 3.5 minutes, which is where we're at right now, was harder than skating 5 minutes, which was what we had to do back in the old days. He still has 2 triple jumps planned. Getting his second win.
For a while, it looked like he might need some oxygen. He got it back, and the tornado Andrew ripped through Halifax tonight.
Come on, Dad.
With Coach Neil Carpenter, Andrew Smith, the 22-year-old. Pretty good marks for technical merit.
When you start to get tired in the middle portion of the program, you got to remember to keep breathing, to keep going down deep. Then the legs start to function again, and that kind of frozen feeling that you get disappears.
A lot of fun to watch, though, isn't he?
Good showman. He's learned some of the best tricks, how to handle an audience.
For now, Andrew Smith is the leader. We have 9 skaters to come. Looking up at his name on the leaderboard. And on the ice, from Boucherville, Quebec, he also trains at the Mariposa Winter Club under Doug Lee. That's Elvis Stojko's coach as well. Stefan Ivar, the 24-year-old.
From last night. Nice high triple Lutz, double toe loop. The jump that gave him some trouble in the short program, triple axel. It's coming up right now. I think this slow part just came in the nick of time. I think he needed just those 30 seconds just to
calm down
and get back into the ice.
He's been around for a while. It's an interesting story, his comeback. We'll talk about that. And we'll see the marks of Stefan Ivar when we return to the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Home. C'est la maison.
2 years ago, Stefan Ivar thought he had retired from amateur skating.
Beautiful triple Lutz, textbook actually. He just climbed to the top perfectly, nice position in the air.
But the triple axel was hairy. The body started to go wonky. The free leg opened right up. No chance for completion of revolution.
What changed his mind?
He wasn't done. No, it eats at you. It gets in there. You just can't let it go.
Technical merit marks. He was ninth after the short program, which used to be called the technical program, but they have changed the name back to what it once was. Makes it a little easier for all of us.
You've had a couple days.
Free skate, Stefan Ivar is in second place right now behind Andrew Smith. And another veteran is on the ice. 10th after the short program. His Canadian history goes all the way back to 1984 when he was 6th as a junior. He's been 5th as a senior. He's been 6th, even 3rd back in 1989. 27-year-old Matthew Hall from Toronto.
Everybody's jumping style is a little bit different. Most skaters really try for height to give themselves more time for rotation. Matthew's jumps are not as high.
But they certainly do spin. And that's pretty much what saves them.
the spooky music from Dracula.
Matthew Hall, 6th a year ago. What will he be tonight? We'll find out.
It's been a up and down climb. That doesn't make any sense at all, does it, for Matthew Hall? He had more consistency tonight than I've seen in a long time.
5-4, 5-5, 5-4, 5-4, 5-3, 5-3, 4-8, 5-5, 5-3.
Range of marks there, Brian, from 5-5 all the way to 4-8. One judge technically did not rate him as strong.
No, possibly because the jumps weren't as high, but the spins were good, the stroking was nice, and of course the choreography was very good. Not a 4.9. I think closer to a 5.5, 5.4.
Matthew Hall, 3rd position right now. Andrew Smith is 2nd. Stefan Ivar is our leader. We still have more skaters to come, and of course our final flight. And on the ice, another Matthew, 22 years old, good friends with Elvis Stojko, trains with him, and do you know, that looks conspicuously similar costume-wise to one of Elvis's costumes. And Elvis' short program is to Total Recall. Matthew Smith's long program to Demolition Man.
First element, he has planned triple toe combination. There's the first one. And the second one. Well done.
Do you see the distance that thing covered? Pointing out stylistic characteristics. Matt points his toes in the air.
He was the Canadian junior champion a year ago, his first year competing as a senior.
To the triple flip, but he has a very unique and interesting entry right here.
He almost pulled him a Dorito.
Right now is for him to put that behind him and just keep moving on with the program without letting that affect the rest of the program. Another minute and a half left.
the things that makes Doug Lee's Mariposa School so good is the fact that his skaters are in better shape than just about anybody else on the ice. It's not evident here tonight with Matt. This is a moment when either through fear, nervousness, it's gotten to him.
Junior champion of Canada a year ago. First year as a senior competitor. There's his buddy. And Matthew Smith Smarks after this.
Just really hot and dry.
Doug Lee on the right of your screen, his wife Michelle Lee on the left, and in the middle Matthew Smith, 8th after the short program.
The best element, I thought, in the program was the triple toe, covering great ice, and he kept the momentum going right through the second triple toe. Very nice.
Really a shame when it came, though, to the triple flip. Seemed to get going all right, but then nearly over the board.
You mentioned Midori Ito.
Well, she did that one right into the camera.
One of the only women skaters able to land the triple axel jump. The other, Tanya Harding. Marks for presentation for Matthew Smith. We'll be seeing a lot more of him in the future. Right now, he's 4th.
It seemed a case tonight, Rod, that his biggest enemy was himself. Played mind games with the mistake. Couldn't leave it behind.
Frank.
He's been the best men's skater out of Saskatchewan for a few years now. From North Battleford, 25-year-old Brent Frank, 9th at the Nationals in Edmonton 12 months ago.
When you have the second jump so soon after.
tough one in some places. Brent Frank, 10 years he's been at the Canadians, first as a novice in 85. Brent Frank's best finish at the Canadians was 1991 in Saskatoon, his home province, Saskatchewan, where he finished fourth. I don't think he's going to finish fourth here.
The one triple that he did do fairly well was the first triple less, just a little off balance on the landing, kept it going through to the double toe loop, though.
It's almost as if he lost his nerve throughout the program. Flying change foot sit spin, a good element. He has a very nice position, very aware of his body.
A lot of the jumps I noticed were missing the necessary ease.
Marks for presentation, combined with the marks for technical merit. Brent Frank is fifth right now, but there are 5 skaters still to come, and there is a lot of shuffling in the top 5. Stefan Ivar is the leader. There is Sebastien Britten, the leader after the short program. He's coming up tonight. We'll be back live to the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia, the 95 Royal Bank Canadian Championships. Because of last night, I don't know if it was Friday the 13th or what have you. First of all, bring us up to date. How is your ankle?
Well, to be honest with you, everyone thinks it's the ankle injury, but I don't have a sprained ankle. It's a ligament in between the tibia and the fibula, and that's what's torn and goes all the way up. Today, it's sore. I gave it a good wrench last night, but it feels good. I had therapy on it. I have it all wrapped up and everything, but by the end of next week, they say I should be back, at least jumping a little bit, and I should be okay.
I want to ask you about last night. There are some people who thought it was really risky for you to go out and even try to skate. Tell me about your thoughts in the warm-up. At any point, did you think about not skating?
When I went out, I knew that my leg had been feeling pretty good. I knew that it would be very, very difficult to do it. Very difficult. But by no means at that point would I give up until I absolutely know that my body will give out on me. And I knew that if there was any risk in ruining my leg, I would not go. I had x-rays done twice. I had them tell me over and over that I cannot injure it again unless I hit the boards the same way and go past that point. So I knew that if I skated, I would have to endure some pain and be able to make it through. All I was worried about was land the triple axel solid, and that would keep my legs straight. As soon as it twists, that causes the pain, and that's exactly what happened. And I tried to go, but you just can't. The body just says no.
We saw some emotion from you last night. Was it the ankle, the pain, or the pain from having to stop?
I think a bit of both. A lot of times in Germany where I was really sick, and I was able to pull myself together and skate well and win and pull myself together. Here is a situation where I pulled myself together as much as I could. I dug deep down inside, but eventually, you know, there's times where things aren't meant to be, and I tried my hardest, and I mean, it's really tough when you have to let go.
We got to go quickly. Does this affect your plan for Birmingham?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, with right now, we have January we're in right now. We have lots of time before then. I've got lots of time to work on it. I'll be healthy by that time, and I'm hungry for it.
Usually I'm telling you good luck tonight. You don't need any luck standing in the stands, sitting down and watching, maybe from the autograph seekers, but thanks for this, and best of luck getting that thing healthy again.
Thank you very much.
Elvis Stojko not skating tonight. Sebastien Britten is. Will he be the next Canadian champion? We'll find out when we return to Halifax.
The right costume choice is crucial to the success of the program. But as usual, I've left everything for the last minute, and now I'm out shopping. There are 3 things I keep in mind when I'm looking for an outfit. Number 1, and most important, I've got to feel good in this. When I'm at center ice, if I don't feel comfortable, I won't be able to perform. And number 2, I got to keep my music in my mind while I'm looking for the outfit. For example, this may look silly to you, but if you knew the music I was going to be using, this is perfect. And number 3, the judges. After all, they are going to be giving you a mark on this, and there are even rules as to what you can and can't wear on the ice. Let's have a look at some options. highly illogical. Should have had this in Norway. I wouldn't be caught dead in this. But as a group, do-do-do-do, remember how I said the music and the outfit have to match? There was really only one choice for this outfit.
Okay, not only does the outfit have to look good and match the music, but you got to be able to move in it, too.
There are two things about this outfit that make it illegal. A full bare arm and chest hair. Sexy, but it's illegal.
This outfit looks good. There's lots of mobility, but it's too heavy.
It's been done. Some bodies are just not meant for some outfits. Better? Sometimes an outfit and a piece of music were just made for each other. Okay, we didn't find an outfit today. What I should have done is at least a month ago, I should have taken my costume designer to the rink, done my program for them. They would have heard my music and then drawn some sketches. And with those sketches, then I could have had the outfit made specifically for me. It would have fit properly, it would have matched the music, and most importantly, it would have been here on time. So that is how most skaters get their outfits done for their programs.
Oh, yes, only one Kurt Browning, isn't there? 5 skaters left. Final flight. Britten, Peltier, Christensen, the rest. Back in a moment in Halifax. Back live. Sebastien Britten. The warm-up. 6 minutes before the free skate. A look now at Sebastien Britten, the artist on blades.
What you see on TV is, of course, it's not really exactly how I am, because I'm usually when I'm with my friends, I'm always joking and saying stupid things and making everybody laugh, and at the same time I can be really quiet and by myself. So I don't know, I guess I'm a good person. I'm better with a lot of people that I know really well, and when I don't have to, when I'm on the ice, I have to perform, so it's different. But still, you can see a little bit of my personality in my short program, where it's more fun, and I'm gonna make faces and gonna make people laugh. You know, this year I feel more comfortable and less. I feel like I don't have to be as serious as I was before, because I know I can do it now, and I proved that I could do it, I guess. I always get nervous. I'm always scared, but that's why I'm skating, to be on the ice and have them, like, if there's 20,000 people, I'll be happy, and I'm sure I'm gonna skate well. Whenever I'll be ready to do the triple axel, I'll do it, and it's not just, a lot of people are doing it, but it's the only thing they can do. So I have the rest, and now I just have this last thing to learn, and I'll do it when I'm ready. I'm not gonna stress myself with that anymore. I consider myself an artist, because in art, they don't really compete with other people, and I'm not trying to look like anybody or to be better with my style than another skater. For me, finishing 3rd or 1st or 8th or 9th or 10th, whatever, as long as I did well and people liked what I did, I guess I'm happy with that.
Continues. Debbie Wilkes, Brian Orser, and Rod Black here, and Sebastien Britten on the ice. You know, he's always sort of skated in the shadows of Kurt and Elvis, and now both of them are out of the picture, Elvis temporarily. He's also had some huge expectations, and there is some pressure tonight.
Oh, there is no question about that. But the interesting thing about Sebastien, after speaking with one of his choreographers, it was talked about that Sebastien has always thought the best he could do was second. It's a self-limiting kind of attitude. Here he is on top. I think it's full steam ahead. Skating first. Out of the 6-minute warm-up, having to shorten up his warm-up by at least a minute, is Markus Christensen from the Granite Club, now coached by Louis Stong. Sebastien then skates following Markus, and following Sebastien, Ravi Walia from the Kerrisdale Club in Vancouver. Former junior champion, missed the Nationals last year. And a real up-and-comer, Jean-Francois La Bear of Warwick, Quebec.
Brian, here's a fellow who does have a triple axel.
He is one of the few. Stefan Ivar and this young man here, so let's keep our fingers crossed for him. It'll be very exciting for him.
And what about this fellow?
David Peltier is having a sensational warm-up. Knocking off the triple jumps, not a hesitation. He has a relaxed attitude, and he could win.
Top two skaters will join Elvis at the World Championships. Stefan Ivar is the leader right now. 5 skaters to come. Markus Christensen is first. Third after the short program. And he was fourth a year ago when Kurt retired after the Olympics. Markus went to the Worlds. And he said he might have retired, but he stayed on and he's back.
And Markus skating to the inspired music, The Adventures of Don Juan.
He's off to a great start. Nice triple flip, double toe combination.
Markus is another one of the leaders without the triple axel, compensating in choreography with putting every jump in combination.
Has lost 24 pounds in a year. He was sent back at Christmas, too, by food poisoning. He says the lighter weight has thrown off his timing, Brian.
I find that quite interesting because for me, I jump better when I'm thinner. Was fine on that triple loop, though.
glitches here and there, but he will be the leader. When we come back, 4 skaters still to come. Markus Christensen at the Canadians. Flowers for Markus Christensen, and a lot of people are happy that he decided not to pack it in, decided to keep skating.
The second jump in the program was a triple flip. Really nicely done. Nice tight position in the air. Kept the flow going. Double toe loop.
The triple loop was also good. Very good height. He has an incredible sense of position. Uncluttered, clean. I think these vehicles, both the short and the long, are the best programs he's ever had. We're seeing personality out there.
He's also training again with his good friend from the Royal Glenora Club in the past. Now trains at the Granite Club, Kurt Browning, who is coached by Louis Stong, who's sitting beside Markus. Technical merit marks, 5.5s, 5.6s. Presentation, 5.6s, 5.7s. First place ordinals across the board. Mrs. Christensen, with the pink turtleneck on, watching, saw her son's name on the leaderboard. Very proud moment. And there are a lot of Sebastien Britten fans here because I think every one of his relatives are in the Metro Center tonight. Some 40-odd strong. You call them the Britten bunch. There they are.
Sweatshirts and all.
All from Cape Breton, Dartmouth, Hubbards, Ottawa, Montreal. Guess who they're cheering for? This is a different Sebastien Britten than we saw a year ago. He never had the international experience he got in 1994. Let's see if it pays off tonight. His shot at a Canadian championship.
As usual, he's looking very focused. First element's a triple flip, double toe loop.
Figure skating.
Oh, that's very unfortunate and could cost him big time. Simple double axel.
Relay just never got out.
Back on track, though. Nice triple left.
Fighting. Here's my favorite part. Watch this very plain back inside edge. Strikes a semi-spiral. Bracket turn, triple loop.
Still 3 skaters to come. But going clean down. now, I think Brian would be imperative.
He needs a clean performance from here on in.
Or the help from other skaters making mistakes.
That'll help. That's the second triple left.
That might have sealed it. The Breton bunch are on their feet. But this was not the Sebastien Britten we saw a year ago at the Canadians.
Or even at Skate Canada.
I'm sitting here flipping back and forth at my notes between Sebastian's accomplished and successful triples compared to Marcus's triples. I certainly think, by virtue of the fact that Marcus had many in combination, you almost got to go with that. But, as I mentioned at the beginning, the wild card is David Peltier.
And also the artistic impression mark.
That's the one that will make the win if there's a tie.
Sebastian's marks after this. Smile from Sebastien Britten. He is an entertainer. He is an artist. But
Nice
where he
triple.
lost tonight may have been athletically.
One of the few triples he did with the triple Saka. Nicely done. Problem on the loop, it almost caught himself up. He was too far back on his blade and just slipped off the edge.
Fighting, always fighting, trying to get back on track.
Well, the judges don't seem to concur with your thoughts about his problems.
We're talking about the jump. There is still the tremendous choreographic brilliance.
And there is the confirmation, 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Sebastian may not be as happy as he would like, but look at first place across the board. Fair?
I think it's a late Christmas gift.
It's such a tough call because the program is in a class all by itself.
It's true. It's
Technically,
true.
it's not the same as Marcus. It would be a tough call. I wouldn't want to be on the panel right now.
First place ordinals right now. He might become Canadian champion. The wild card in this could be the last skater of the night, young David Peltier. Second after the short program.
Now they are holding the second set of marks up in the building. I don't know whether this means there is some question. They have just disappeared.
Sebastien Britten is our leader. We have 3 skates left. Markus Christensen is in second place. Top 2 skaters, along with Elvis Stojko, will head to the World Championships. Fourth after the short program, Ravi Walia did not make it to the Canadians last year. He has something to prove, Debbie.
He does. It was such a disappointment, a huge one, especially since Nationals were in Edmonton where he was training. He says it really gave him the incentive to do better this year. It was very tough to take, but maybe he hasn't lost the war. Ravi is another skater who loves music. This time it's Slaughter on 10th Avenue.
He has planned a triple Lutz, triple toe loop combination. He went for a double toe loop, probably a smart decision at that point. The program comes closer to the end. His famous inside-out sit spin.
Years old, junior champion from 1993, bright young prospect. trains at the Royal Glenora Club in Edmonton, his hometown, Vancouver, British Columbia. Ravi Walia. Backstage, a potential champion in waiting, José Chouinard, the women's champion from a year ago, now a professional. And Markus Christensen waiting too. He could be on his way to the World. 2 skaters still to come.
That was great. Good work.
He wanted to come back with a fury in 1995 after missing the Nationals last year. He did, Brian.
I think he did, and with the program, he just got better and better and better as he went along.
That wasn't one of his best moments.
Triple toe, moved along well.
Some of the jumps that he did do were effortless. He flowed, which is a really very good quality.
Some of these marks could really change the ordinals here. We could see some shifting. We saw it in the pairs last night. We'll have to wait for the artistic impression mark. Fourth after the short program. This skate is worth 2/3. Now, the ordinals, the ranking by the judges.
Some of Markus Christensen's second place votes have now swung down to Ravi. Although Ravi is in 3rd place, he could do some damage as far as Markus Christensen is concerned.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that Ravi could end up in 3rd place, does it? 2 more competitors, including Jean-Francois La Bear. He'll have to make a mighty big climb from 5th, but it is possible.
Music is my big theme tonight. Jean-Francois skating to the soundtrack of The Lion King. He was working with JoJo Starbuck, a former national U.S. pair champion. She knew somebody at Disney, and even before the movie was released, she suggested that he skate to it. He likes it because he's a Leo.
Could be the only triple axel of the evening. Coming up now. Good attempt, but not quite there.
Sebastien Britten leads. Markus Christensen is second. Ravi Walia third. Jean-Francois La Bear likely won't crack the top three. He's always been pegged as the next one, so everyone keeps saying, and he just hasn't been able to break through.
He's got so much potential. You can see it here with the first triple toe loop. He just didn't keep the flow going through the second one, a little twisted with the shoulders.
And when it came to the triple axel, it was scary. Free leg going wild, the body tipping very badly.
He has been fifth at the last two Canadian championships. The marks for technical merit.
He really owes a lot to the people from his community of Warwick, who so far this year have raised $24,000 to help him continue skating.
Well, regardless of what he does, they're proud of him in Warwick. A hero there, presentation marks, artistic impression. And Jean-Francois La Bear is currently in sixth position. Backstage, waiting, watching, Britten, Christensen, and can you believe it would come down to someone who was a junior last year, a pair skater. There's the reigning Canadian champion. If David Peltier skates clean, Brian, does he win the championship?
I would think that if he skated clean and strong all the way through, they would have to.
David does not have the emotional performance security, the emotional maturity throughout the program. Fine start with a triple flip, double toe. He's still finding out who he is in the program. Without the artistic component, without that quality of Sebastien Britten and Markus Christensen with the fall on the triple lutz, I don't think he has much chance.
With the second fall in the program, I don't think he stands a chance really of winning now and beating Sebastien.
What about second place?
That'll be tough to hold on to as well. Second triple lutz. He's looking a little tired going into it. That was purely fatigue.
He was second after the short program. He's already going to the Worlds as a pair skater. Highly unlikely that he'll be joining Sebastien Britten in the men's singles, but what a competitor, a busy week. I can't think of a skater who would have been able to do something like that. You'd have to go back in the history books for a men's skater who has done that.
And
right?
to move in from junior into senior, he's got to be very, very proud of himself to be able to handle these two events, to make it in the pair.
And there are two guys backstage waiting in the wings who I venture to say are breathing a small sigh of relief.
Sebastien Britten, soon to be crowned Canadian champion. Markus Christensen on the bubble, but likely will join him at the Worlds. We'll find out in a moment.
Ouais.
David Peltier, first trip to the senior singles, already pairs silver medalist.
It's got a good attitude.
Technical merit mark.
There were some nice elements
Good
in this program. Exactly. Even though he missed a few, and there were some nice jumps.
Could he still pull it off? Second place?
The second mark, I don't think will be as high.
5-3, 5-7, 5-6, 5-5. Confirmation. David Peltier, fourth. Ravi Walia, third. Markus Christensen, second. And the new Canadian men's skating champion, Sebastien Britten.
I'm glad he has finally been validated, this artist who has made his pictures on the ice. Proud of him, but not his greatest skate.
Yeah, exactly, Debbie. And not since 1980 has there been a Canadian men's champion without a triple axel. This is the first time, but he is the champion, and no one will ever take that away from him.
A night that no one was perfect by any stretch. Sebastien Britten wasn't great, but it was good enough. His first Canadian title. We'll talk with the winner when we come back. With the world champion injured, I don't know if it was easier or tougher for a lot of these guys tonight. Sebastien Britten is the new Canadian men's skating champion. As you look down the list of the rest of the final results, he'll go to the World Championships with Elvis and with Markus Christensen, and he is with me now. You were mentioning a few moments ago how warm it is in here tonight.
Yeah, it's been like that all week, and I don't want to make any excuses, but I think everybody suffered from that because we didn't see like great performance in singles, especially in all of the categories. So the ice was really, really soft and just too warm. You get out of the ice and you're dying. So I think it had a bad effect on the skaters, I could say.
You had to wait back there to get the official results, but you're the Canadian champion. How does that feel?
I don't know yet. I guess I didn't expect that at all. I was coming here to skate good and have my second place like the usual, always second or third. It's great. I mean, I would have liked to skate better and win, but I mean, I'll take it. For sure.
Congratulations. Take a look. There they are, the Britten bunch.